Hey, so guys, we're at the track. We're gonna run a mile. I'm just kidding, spoiler alert. We just ran the mile. But I didn't want to jinx myself and make a video before I ran. So I ran, we're done. And as you can probably tell that because there is a video that it went well, so.
A couple weeks ago, Adam Klink, an elite CrossFitter, became the first person we know of to accomplish what some once thought impossible.
A milestone within the CrossFit community has been broken.
Adam Klink's insane record.
What he's doing what he has done is one of the craziest, at least in my opinion, feats in as far as like athletics.
Adam Klink and his wild 500-pound squat.
That is an incredibly
he should be posting about that. Seriously, don't get me wrong.
Run a sub 5-minute mile and back squat 500 pounds
In the same day, and just for good measure, he threw in 50 pull-ups. You know, because
That dude is a freak.
The concept of this mile and back squat has actually been around since CrossFit started doing level 1. In the first lecture of the level 1, they explain how as CrossFitters, we don't want to be the marathoner who can run a 2-hour marathon. And we don't want to be the powerlifter who can back squat 1,000 pounds. We want to be the athlete who can run a 5-minute mile and squat 500 pounds. Dave Castro, the director of the CrossFit Games, wrote a book called Constructing the CrossFit Games. The question is posed, could anybody hit a sub 5-minute mile and a 500-pound back squat? And he actually threw in 50 pull-ups to kind of create this triangle of a 5, 50, 500, having an element of endurance, an element of strength, and an element of gymnastics. So that's where the actual challenge was birthed. People debated on maybe who could do it. In the back of my head, I said, I can do this.
When I was training for the mile and back squat, as I got closer, I was throwing in more and more track workouts. And a lot of times on either Friday morning or Saturday, I'd come out with my family and Shay would push Noah around the track, but I would do track workouts. And they were like hard track workouts. Everything was at or below that 5-minute pace, especially as I was getting closer. Shy. Good morning. We're at the track again. We're gonna do some speed work. Say good morning, mama. But we got Josh and Rick here. Look at Josh's sweet bike.
Big ride.
And as I was getting closer, I actually had a track coach come out and it held me accountable with a lot of my intervals. So yeah, a lot of fun times on the track.
I mean, the mile was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It was definitely the most intense running I've ever done in my life at that weight. I was pretty much at the back squat and I was 45 seconds off the mile. And me being a bigger guy, I had to be really intentional with my running to where, 1, I wasn't gonna injure myself, and then 2, I wasn't gonna take pounds off my back squat. I ran 3 times a week, and those runs consisted of a track workout, an interval workout on the road, and then I call it like a tempo run, a long run, which was like 20, 25 minutes at the time. For a CrossFitter, 25 minutes of running is a lot of time.
I'm gonna run in spikes for the first time. I've never worn these before. They look dangerous. They look like they hurt your feet. Do they hurt your feet?
Yeah, they'll hurt your feet, especially since they're new.
Oh, okay. So Rick said they're gonna hurt my feet. I feel like it's like you sacrifice your feet for some speed. Like when chicks go out, they like sacrifice their feet for their butt to look a little better when they wear heels. Is that right?
Who told you that heels make your butt look better?
I was trying to gain every advantage I could in the run. And so I remember Under Armour sending me spikes to try out. And being a heavier athlete, it was hard for me to stay on the ball of my foot for a full mile. After about 800 meters, my form would fall apart and my heel would strike the ground. I ran in them once, and I said, sorry, Under Armour, these ain't happening.
I think I'm used to the bounce with the Sauconys that I've been wearing. These is a little bit more like dig and pull.
So I actually invested in a pair of plated shoes. I remember the first time putting on the shoes and stepping on the track, and I ran like 200 meters. I was like, whoa. I felt like I had a superpower. So I'm not saying the shoes are what, helped me tackle the mile, but they didn't hurt. So I ran in the plated shoe.
Because RADs weren't available.
RADs weren't available at the time. I want everybody to know that.
Hey, is Dada gonna run fast today? Fast? Can you say go? Go. Say go, go. Go. Hey, mister. You are in Wawa right now because we had to stop so you could poop one more time. But I just wanted to let you know that we are so proud of you. No matter what happens today, you have worked so hard and we are so proud of you. And we love you.
Being that I had a kid and my life was all over the place, the weekends were a great time to run. So we took a Saturday. We went to the track in the morning. Virginia's really hot and humid in the summer. So we got there as early as possible, but it was still like upper 80s, humid. But at that point, I was like, there's no better time.
Go. That's perfect. You're right on it. 228, that's great. Come on now, let's go. Right back on track, 305, right on. Oh, there you go.
It's that rare combination is I think you have to be heavy enough as an athlete to hit the back squat. You're not going to be a fast runner and build enough weight in your strength in your back squat. Like if you're for a guy, a 400-pound back squat, you're not going to put 100 pounds on in any short amount of time. For reference, when I started CrossFit in 2012, I had a 425-pound back squat. And it took me 6 years to then be able to hit 500 pounds. So I think it takes a bigger athlete that's really close on the back squat that maybe has 10 or 20 pounds to build it, get to 500, but also somebody that has some sort of background in running and has run a relatively fast mile in their life. I think the most mental that I ever was the week before I went for the mile and back squat. On Friday, hit my heavy single back squat, and I failed my rep at 500 pounds. And it was like the first rep, all of training where I failed that weight. So talk about being a head case. I, for some reason, put so much pressure on myself to accomplish this. And it was never to blow up on social media. It was never to make a name for myself. I wanted to prove to myself that I could push the limits of my human potential.
You got,
Oh, thanks, dude.
you got those for me.
Can I have one?
One thing that I remember the most of you complaining about was how much he had to eat. To which I was like, are you joking me? Like, this man is complaining to me, a woman, about oh, I have to eat 5 bagels before bed.
I forgot about the eating part of it.
It was just funny to have somebody complaining about having to just eat this excessive amount of carbs.
Yeah, I was eating 500 grams of carbs a day.
Yeah.
Just to be able to hold my strength with all the running.
Yeah.
And I would be really bad about it during the day. I'd be okay, but then I'd have 150 grams of carbs to eat before bed.
Yeah,
So it was
Again,
2 English muffins, a bagel, a bowl of cereal. It's the 12th. Again, I don't know, I got the same shirt on. What else? Noah has the same clothes on, right? I did this last time and I said if anybody with kids knows that you can't wear 2 outfits or the same outfit 2 days in a row. So I'm gonna go with that. If you don't believe me, I don't really care. It's the same day. It's this interesting balance, and it's the balance you're always trying to keep in CrossFit, training different elements, but you're trying to
build a little bit and maintain the strength in your back squat while also trying to improve your running, but not running so much where you're gonna lose any of your strength gains. I obviously wanted to hit 500 on the mark, and if I ran a 459 mile, sick. Like that would have been awesome. I ran a 456 mile, and the 500-pound back squat it felt really good. It moved well. So I wish at this point in time that I had maybe taken a stab at one rep higher, whether it was 510, 515. I felt like I had that in the bag. Just because now, I think there's been 2 or 3 people who have done it, and they have the world record because they hit 502 pounds on the squat, or beat me by a second on the mile.
So we're in San Diego, and we're walking up right now to P360 because we are putting on a back squat and mile event to see who can take me down. I'm just kidding.
You the back squat queen everybody's talking about. Oh yeah.
What we're gonna do today is a back squat and mile competition, a friendly competition, but for bragging rights. And you'll have a 30-minute window to squat to hit a heavy back squat for the day, okay? And we're gonna run a street race mile. Yeah.
Can we throw balls? No.
Yeah. It's a street race. It's a street race. Yeah.
Throw some balls. Hurdle, get out.
Every man for himself.
After this went public, the question was, if a female were to do this, what would the numbers be? So I actually talked to multiple people, even Castro, and we kind of landed on, to make it pretty as well, it would be a 530 mile and a 350-pound back squat.
See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. She get time of day.
Hey, let's go.
See, niggas be stopped on the bitch, but turned up off the perk. Boy, I'm solid and still on the See, I really been popping my shit on a whole nother level. You playing, get sent to the devil. These bitches been on me, I swear they keep calling my phone. I'm like, hold on, let me check the schedule. If she get time of day, then I had a good place on back at the spot. She just be like a pro. These niggas be stopped on the bitch, but turned up off the perk. Boy, I'm solid and still on the bitch, I'm popping like going on the kettle. A light nigga rich, my chain, you get hit with this metal. In first shit, we on the new levels. I put triple D on my back and my foot on the pedal. I'm chasing Shabbat the cheddar. I really know Mexican start. I call all of them help. We up, you can go check the records.
I can't count that high.
475. It's 525.
One more. 56, 514, 618, 19, 20, 21.
It's 631. Not bad for a heavyweight.
Not bad.
Guys, remember, it's just some friendly competition. Okay?
Tell him that.
In 3, 2, 1.
I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire.
a day where we were faced with a bunch of challenges, but we woke up, we kept our head up high, and we faced every single challenge with the best we could. And today we came out champions. Might not got first place, but I'm first place up in here.